Welcome to Lesson 8 in our Fables unit, and today we're going to be doing some more practice on finding the morals of a fable. Now remember, to find and determine the moral of a story, we should ask ourselves, what lesson is this fable trying to teach us? And we can figure that out by using the actions of the bad or good characters in the story to determine what the author might be trying to teach us. Now, I'm going to read Please Don't Tease Ashley Z. We're going to see if we can figure out what the moral of this story is as we follow along with our characters. Please don't tease Ashley Z. There were 3 Ashleys in Mr. Jupiter's class. Ashley A, spelled with 2 E's at the end, Ashley B, spelled Ashleigh, and Ashley Z. Ashley A and Ashley B liked to braid each other's hair, collect unicorns, and do cheers during kickball games. Ashley Z, on the other hand, liked to play in the dirt, collect bottle caps, and burp the alphabet. This was hardly surprising. After all, Ashley Z was a boy. "And don't you forget it," he had hollered just that morning. As usual, the other boys in the class had started the day by making fun of his name. "Don't you belong over there?" Humphrey had asked when Ashley lined up at the water fountain. "That's the girls' line." It was an old joke, but it still made Ashley boil. "Oh, yeah, you're really funny, parrot," he retorted. He stomped away as the others hooted with laughter. But the teasing continued. At lunchtime, Emberly said, "Mrs. Buns likes the girls best. Her favorites are Ashley A, Ashley B, and Ashley Z." Then he slapped his forehead dramatically. "Oh, wait a minute. You're not a girl, are you, Ashley?" Ashley clenched his fists. "I'm also not a big jerk like some people I know." Pushing away from his peanut butter and pickle sandwich, he stalked off. "Hey!" Ham called after as the others howled with laughter. "Are you going to eat that?" But Ashley was too mad to answer. That afternoon, the children played Factorama, a game Mr. Jupiter had invented to help them review what they had learned during the week. Today was boys versus girls, and Bernadette was first up. "Give me a sentence with the words defense, defeat, and detail in it," said Mr. Jupiter. Bernadette thought a moment, then answered. "When a horse jumps over defense, defeat go before detail." "Correct," said Mr. Jupiter. 1 point for the girls." The girls, especially Ashley A and Ashley B, cheered. Mr. Jupiter turned to the boys' team. Calvin was next. "If you add 34,317 to 76,188, divide the answer by 3, and then multiply by 4, what do you get?" "The wrong answer," said Calvin. "Yes," said Mr. Jupiter. "That is exactly what you get. 1 point for the boys." The boys pumped their fists victoriously and barked like dogs. Missy was next. "What nursery rhyme dates back to the Great Plague of London in 1664? "Easy," answered Missy. "Ring around the rosy." Mr. Jupiter nodded. But before he could award the girls a point, Lenny, Bruce, and Humphrey joined hands and danced around Ashley Z. They sang, "Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posleys, the Ashleys, they all wear gowns." The children shrieked with laughter. "Stop it!" cried Ashley, but they couldn't. Bruce high-fived Lenny. "Oh, man," he hooted, "we really burned him that time." That was when Mr. Jupiter roared, "Enough! Everyone sit down." The children sat. Mr. Jupiter looked at them with disappointment. "You know I do not allow teasing in my classroom." "You don't?" said Melvin. The others ignored him. "I do not condone name-calling," Mr. Jupiter continued. "Mr. Jupiter's such a goody two-shoes," Missy whispered to Rose. "Or insults." "Party pooper," muttered Victoria under her breath. "Or playing mean jokes." "Is that practical?" asked Stanford. "Besides," Mr. Jupiter went on, "there's nothing funny about the name Ashley. Did you know that in the Scottish village of Dundary, where I once worked as a bagpipe tuner, every firstborn son is named Ashley? It means from the ash tree." "Really?" said Lenny. "Well, did you know that here in the United States, every firstborn daughter is named Ashley? It means, what a sissy." The children laughed again. And Ashley Z jumped up from his chair. I'm going to pound you, Lenny Whittier, he cried. I'm going to mash your face. Calm down, said Mr. Jupiter. No, yelled Ashley. I won't calm down. I'm tired of being laughed at. I'm tired of being teased. Of course you are, soothed Mr. Jupiter. He wrapped his arm around the boy's heaving shoulders. Geez, Ashley, said Lenny. Why are you acting like such a sissy? I was just joking around. It's not funny, hollered Ashley. Mr. Jupiter frowned at Lenny. I don't want to hear another word out of you, Leonard. We'll talk about this after school. Then he turned back to Ashley. Look, why don't you go get a cool drink from the water fountain? Okay, said Ashley in an anger-choked voice. Shooting Lenny one last poisonous look, he stormed out the door. But the minute he was in the hall, furious tears filled his eyes. Wasn't there any way to make his classmates stop teasing him? Was he doomed to be kidded about his name forever? He rounded the corner and, Good to see you, kid, growled a deep voice. Ashley looked up. He gulped, paled, and gave a little groan. There, just a few feet away, stood Tommy Tarantula Santaneglo. Every kid at Aesop Elementary School knew Tarantula, and every kid avoided him like the cook's tuna oatmeal mush. No trick was too mean for the fifth grader. He shook down kindergartners for their milk money, knocked first graders off slides, and tossed second graders' book reports into mud puddles, all for the fun of it. Known for a teasing tongue as sharp as Miss Turner's stiletto heels, Tarantula stood 6 feet tall and has fists as big as ham. Ashley knew he was in trouble. Hey, kid, called Tarantula in an attempt to stop him. Come closer, huh? Ashley vigorously shook his head. Come on, I'll hurt ya. I need your help. Look. Tarantula pointed to the seat of his nylon sweatpants. They were caught in a locker door. Won't you help me out, kid? Said Tarantula. Was this a trap? Ashley wondered. Some big joke to humiliate him even more? Why should I? He asked. Because I'll pound you if you don't, snarled Tarantula. With a squeak, Ashley backed away. No, wait, Tarantula called. I was just kidding. I didn't mean it, honest. The desperate tone in the bully's voice made him stop. Please, kid, begged Tarantula. I can't let anybody see me like this. Ashley kept his distance. Why? He asked. Tarantula suddenly looked sheepish. If the other fifth graders catch me here, I'll never hear the end of it, he admitted. I got my pants stuck in the lockers. If I don't get unstuck before gym class, I'm going to be the laughingstock of my class. I know how that feels, said Ashley. He took a few cautious steps forward. From down the hall came the shrill sound of Mrs. Gluteal's whistle. Fifth grade, line up, she hollered. Tarantula tugged frantically at his pants. They're coming, he cried. Ashley stepped a little closer. The gym door swooshed open. Hurry, begged Tarantula. So Ashley stepped even closer. He could hear the fifth graders shuffling down the hall now. Oh, man, moaned Tarantula. I'm gonna get teased, and if I'm teased, I'll end up pounding someone. And if I pound someone, I end up in Mrs. Struggle's office for who knows how long. I hate being teased. Me too, agreed Ashley, and quicker than Mr. Jupiter's light-year calculator, the boy reached forward and freed Tarantula's pants from the locker door. At that moment, the fifth graders turned the corner and swarmed around them. What's going on here, Mr. Santaneglo? The fifth grade teacher, Mr. Lipschitz, asked suspiciously. Tarantula plastered a smile onto his face. Nothing, sir. I'm just having a chat with my good friend, Ashley, said Ashley. Ashley? Repeated Tarantula. Ashley nodded, and Tarantula grinned. I'll see you later, Ashley, he drawled. Oh, man, I'm doomed, thought the fourth grader. First my classmates, now Tarantula. Life is so unfair. He shuffled back to his classroom. The next morning before school, Calvin tapped Ashley Z on the back. I found this mermaid barrette underneath the monkey bars, he said, grinning. Do you want it? Ashley tried to keep his cool. Come on, you guys, he said. You heard Mr. Jupiter. No teasing in the classroom. Huh, This isn't the classroom, replied Lenny. This is the playground, he smirked. Have you heard the one about the pig-tailed Ashley who... A sudden shadow blocked the sun. The boys looked up. They gulped, paled, and gave a little groan. Hi, Tarantula, stammered Ashley. He braced himself for the teasing that was sure to come. Don't call me Tarantula ever again, snarled the fifth grader. I'm using a new nickname now. You are? Ashley squeaked. What is it? Ashley, said the fifth grader. Ashley? Repeated Humphrey. Uh-huh, said the fifth grader. His eyes narrowed and his lips twisted into a sneer. And from now on, any time I hear someone making fun of the name Ashley, I'm gonna figure you're teasing me. Who'd make fun of the name Ashley? Sputtered Bruce. Not me, added Lenny. I think it's a really cool name, said Calvin. The boys scattered. Ashley watched them go and smiled. Thanks, Tarantula, he said. No sweat, kid, replied the bully. With a wink, he sauntered off to scare some third graders, and Ashley sauntered off to his classroom. Now, if you think about this fable, our main character in this fable was Ashley. Now, Ashley was being made fun of this entire fable because of his name, because most of the time, Ashley is a name that's given to a girl. But just because it was given to a boy doesn't mean that other people should make fun of him. There are lots of names that can be used for boys or girls. Now, in this story, when Ashley went out into the hallway to cool off because he was upset of being made fun of, he found an older fifth grader who had gotten his sweatpants stuck in a locker, and he needed help. Now, this fifth grader was normally a bully, and normally he was not kind to the other students in the school, and he had a reputation for being mean. Ashley ended up helping the fifth grader from getting his sweatpants out of the locker. So in this story, Ashley's character was made fun of, but he still had the positive character trait of being kind and compassionate and helping out the fifth grader who had his pants stuck. So, in this fable, we have Ashley Z, and his positive character trait is that he is compassionate for others. Even though others are not always nice to him, he was nice to a fifth grader who got his pants stuck in the locker room, or in the locker. Now, after Ashley helped the fifth grader get his pants unstuck, he thought for sure that the next day, Tarantula, the bully, would come and make fun of him along with all of the other fourth graders. But the next day, when Ashley Z was being made fun of by his classmates, Tarantula came and he told all the kids they better not make fun of the name Ashley anymore because that's what name he was going to go by. So Ashley Z ended up triumphing over his classmates because now he had a friend on his side. Now, the moral of this story is what we learn from this story. Now, if we think about what happened in this story, even though Ashley was being made fun of, he was still kind to someone else. And in return, that person was kind and looked out for him. So the moral of this story is one good deed deserves another. So Ashley was kind to the bully, and in turn, the bully was kind to him. So one good deed deserves another. And that was lesson 8 in our Fables unit.